One Piece just keeps giving me reasons to force everyone that I encounter to watch this show because it's getting to the point where they're asking so many serious questions that I refuse to believe that you could watch the show and not get politically radicalized. I just recently started watching One Piece and I've gotten to the Impel down arc and I've gotten to the point where I am recognizing what is being put down. And the overarching conversation that's being had is, what does a prisoner deserve? What type of prisoners deserve certain things? And how do we feel about that? So in this prison, there are 6 levels, and every single level is a different form of torture with different levels of criminals for different acts that they committed over their life. And some of the questions that are being raised are such as, what does a prisoner deserve? Do they deserve to ever have idle time? Do they ever deserve to have the peace of mind from what they did and what they did not do? And also, is edible food, drinking water, and sunlight actually something that these prisoners deserve? And then as you are trying to answer a question like that, you have to keep in mind, do the basic amenities of life have an on and off switch based off of the context of everybody else around you and how they deem you are as a human being? And then the next question of, well, what kind of prisoner are we talking about? Because are all crimes created equal? Is all the protection that we're having to stop one person the same as we're doing with the other? Because you tend to recognize, are we talking about murderers, traffickers, or are we talking about people that are trying to live a better life for themselves, being good or bad? And then you start looking around and you just recognize, well, you just spoke out against what the government was doing. Why are you here? And how is all this created equal in the system that has been put around to save the civilians? Because that seems like the basic idea of the prison. And as you're having these conversations, you recognize that there's prisoners stuck in literal hell. What could they do to possibly deserve literal hell?